Hello everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to share with you some fascinating insights into the key processes that keep us alive. The title of our session is Nutrition, Respiration, Transportation, Excretion, Control, and Coordination. We'll explore how these essential functions work together in our bodies. Over the next few slides, we'll cover each of these topics in detail, and I'll also pose some case-based questions to deepen our understanding. Let's get started. Let's analyze Ravi's diet and health situation. Based on what he's eating, burgers, fries, and sugary drinks, and the symptoms he's experiencing, such as fatigue, weight gain, and high blood sugar and fat levels, it's clear that he is not following a balanced diet. Instead, he's likely overconsuming unhealthy, calorie-dense foods, which can lead to overnutrition. So the correct answer to the first question is that Ravi is following an over-nourished diet. Now, regarding lifestyle diseases, two common ones that can develop from such a diet are type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. A diet high in sugars and unhealthy fats can cause insulin resistance, leading to high blood sugar levels, hence diabetes. Similarly, excess fats can clog arteries, increasing the risk of heart problems. These conditions are directly linked to poor nutrition choices because they are caused by an imbalance in the nutrients our body needs. To improve Ravi's health, I would suggest 2 dietary changes and 1 habit change. First, he should reduce his intake of fast foods, sugary drinks, and fried foods. This relates to the process of digestion, helping his body better process and absorb nutrients efficiently. Second, he should incorporate more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains into his diet, supporting proper nutrition absorption and energy production. As for a habit change, I recommend that Ravi start engaging in regular physical activity, such as walking or jogging. This supports the process of circulation, improving blood flow and helping to regulate blood sugar and fat levels. Making these changes can significantly improve his overall health and prevent further complications. Let's take a closer look at these plants and consider which mode of nutrition they might be showing. Are they autotrophic, meaning they produce their own food through photosynthesis, or do they rely on other organisms? This is a key question in understanding plant biology and their role in the ecosystem. Now, moving on to the next part, think about a raw material, other than water, that might be deficient in these plants. A common one is nitrogen, which is essential for the synthesis of amino acids and chlorophyll. Without enough nitrogen, plants struggle to produce healthy, green leaves because chlorophyll contains nitrogen and is crucial for capturing sunlight during photosynthesis. This deficiency can have serious impacts. If it persists over a long period, the plants will become weak and less productive. In the broader context of the food chain, this means animals that rely on these plants for food will also suffer. Reduced plant health leads to less food availability, which can ultimately affect the entire ecosystem, including humans. Now, let's consider a real-world scenario. A farmer notices that his crop leaves are turning yellow and the plants are stunted, even though they are getting enough water and sunlight. What could be going on here? Well, yellowing leaves often indicate a nutrient deficiency, most likely nitrogen deficiency, since nitrogen is vital for green pigmentation and healthy growth. The stunted growth further supports this idea because without enough nitrogen, plants can't build the necessary proteins for proper development. Understanding these signs helps us diagnose issues early and take steps to correct nutrient deficiencies. It's a good reminder of how interconnected everything is: soil health, plant nutrition, and overall productivity. By maintaining balanced nutrients, we ensure healthy crops and a stable food supply for the entire food chain. When we look at Mira's case, the life process most directly affected by her surgery is absorption, specifically nutrient absorption. Since a large part of her small intestine was removed, her body's ability to absorb nutrients from food will be significantly impacted. What this means is that she might struggle to get enough vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients, which could lead to deficiencies and related health issues. Her digestion might still occur, but the efficiency of nutrient uptake will be compromised. Now, based on the key role of the small intestine in absorption, the doctor might suggest some dietary modifications. For example, she could benefit from eating smaller, more frequent meals to maximize absorption efficiency. Additionally, incorporating nutrient-dense foods or possibly supplements could help ensure she gets essential nutrients despite the reduced intestinal surface area. Overall, understanding the function of the small intestine highlights how crucial it is for our nutrition and health, and it also helps us appreciate the importance of tailored dietary strategies in cases like Mira's. During the run, the main type of respiration taking place is aerobic respiration. This is because, when we are exercising at a steady pace, our bodies primarily use oxygen to produce energy efficiently. Aerobic respiration allows us to sustain activity for longer periods, as it produces a lot of energy with less waste. As for the untrained student, they take longer to return to their normal breathing rate after exercise because their body isn't as efficient at recovering. Their cardiovascular system isn't as adapted, so it takes more time for their heart rate and breathing to slow down to resting levels. Basically, their body needs more time to clear out the excess carbon dioxide and replenish oxygen stores. Now, if the untrained student suddenly starts doing very intense exercise, a substance called lactic acid may start to accumulate in their muscles. This happens because, at high intensities, their muscles switch to anaerobic respiration since oxygen supply can't meet the demand. Lactic acid buildup can cause muscle fatigue and soreness, and it's a sign that the muscles are working hard but not getting enough oxygen. Lastly, when a sports coach measures the breathing rate of two students after a 5-minute run, one who plays football regularly and one who is mostly sedentary, the untrained student's breathing and heart rate tend to stay elevated for longer. This is because their body isn't as efficient at recovering due to less cardiovascular fitness. The trained student's body is better adapted, so they recover more quickly, returning to normal faster. This highlights how regular training improves our body's ability to handle and recover from physical exertion, which ties back to the importance of consistent exercise for overall fitness and health. Let's start with how the low oxygen and high carbon dioxide levels in the room will affect his breathing. When oxygen levels drop and carbon dioxide builds up, the body's respiratory control centers in the brain detect these changes. As a result, his rate and depth of breathing will increase to try to bring in more oxygen and expel the excess carbon dioxide. Essentially, his body is responding to these chemical signals to maintain proper gas balance. Now, moving on to the role of the alveoli. Even when the air has less oxygen than normal, the alveoli still play a crucial role in gas exchange. This is because they have a large surface area and are surrounded by a dense network of capillaries, which helps facilitate the diffusion of gases. Oxygen from the alveoli moves into the blood, and carbon dioxide moves out, even if oxygen levels are lower. It's all about maximizing efficiency despite less available oxygen. Finally, let's consider 2 workplace design changes to protect respiratory health, especially in environments like this bakery. First, improving ventilation systems will help dilute and remove the contaminated air, reducing the buildup of carbon dioxide and other pollutants. This directly supports the respiratory system by ensuring cleaner air reaches the alveoli. Second, installing local exhaust hoods over ovens can capture smoke and fumes at the source, preventing them from dispersing into the worker's breathing zone. Both of these changes help maintain healthier oxygen and carbon dioxide levels, safeguarding respiratory function. Let's explore which life process is directly affected by high blood pressure. High blood pressure primarily impacts the circulatory system, specifically the heart and blood vessels. When blood pressure is elevated, the heart has to work harder to pump blood through the arteries. Over time, this increased workload can weaken the heart muscle and damage blood vessel walls. This can lead to serious issues like heart attacks, strokes, or kidney problems. So, controlling blood pressure is crucial for maintaining healthy circulation and overall health. Now, let's discuss how excess salt in our diet can lead to increased blood pressure. Salt, or sodium, causes the body to retain more water. This increase in blood volume means there's more fluid circulating in the bloodstream. More blood volume makes the heart work harder to pump this extra fluid through the arteries. This extra effort raises blood pressure over time. Therefore, reducing salt intake helps decrease blood volume, easing the workload on the heart and lowering blood pressure. Finally, how does regular exercise help improve circulation and reduce the risk of heart disease? Exercise helps strengthen the heart muscle, making it more efficient at pumping blood. It also promotes better flexibility and health of blood vessels, improving blood flow. When circulation improves, oxygen and nutrients are delivered more effectively to tissues. Regular physical activity also helps lower bad cholesterol and raise good cholesterol, which protects arteries from blockages. All these effects work together to reduce the risk of heart disease and keep your cardiovascular system healthy. In the case of our 45-year-old patient, following the doctor's advice, reducing salt intake, quitting smoking, and exercising regularly can significantly help manage his blood pressure. These lifestyle changes not only lower blood pressure, but also improve overall heart health and prevent future complications. Let's look at this question. Which component of blood is most likely low in these people? Well, when we see anemia, it's usually a deficiency in hemoglobin, which is contained within red blood cells. So, the component most likely low here is red blood cells or hemoglobin itself. Now, how does this deficiency affect the process of respiration at the tissue level? When there's less hemoglobin, the blood's capacity to carry oxygen drops. This means tissues receive less oxygen, which can lead to fatigue, weakness, and other symptoms because oxygen is essential for energy production in cells. Finally, to address this problem, what can we do? For dietary measures, increasing iron intake through iron-rich foods like spinach, lentils, and eggs can help. Additionally, including foods high in vitamin C, such as citrus fruits, can enhance iron absorption. From a public health perspective, implementing awareness campaigns about nutritional deficiencies and improving access to iron supplements in the community can make a big difference in reducing anemia rates. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding these components and their roles helps us see how nutritional health directly impacts our body's ability to function efficiently. When someone experiences severe blood loss, certain parts of the body need to step up immediately. The heart, specifically the left ventricle, will work harder to pump blood and maintain circulation. This helps ensure that vital organs continue receiving oxygen and nutrients. Now, because blood pressure drops and less oxygen is reaching the brain, the person might start feeling dizzy or faint. It's a sign that the brain isn't getting enough oxygen and blood flow, which can make you feel lightheaded or even cause loss of consciousness if it worsens. Blood clotting plays a crucial role here. It helps to quickly seal the wound and stop further bleeding. By forming a clot, the body supports the process of hemostasis, that is, stopping blood loss and stabilizing the internal environment. In the bigger picture, this process indirectly supports the body's overall ability to sustain life by preserving blood volume and preventing shock. Now, let's take a look at a case involving excretion and the kidneys. Imagine a patient diagnosed with kidney failure who needs to undergo dialysis twice a week. This situation really highlights the importance of the kidney's role in our body. First, the question asks which life process is impaired here. Well, it's the process of excretion, specifically the removal of waste products from the blood. The kidneys normally filter out these wastes, but when they fail, that function is severely compromised. Next, how does dialysis step in to mimic what a healthy kidney does? Essentially, dialysis acts as an artificial filter. It removes waste products and excess substances from the blood, similar to the kidney's filtration process, ensuring the blood remains balanced and free of harmful toxins. Finally, I want to emphasize the consequences if nitrogenous wastes aren't removed properly. Elevated levels of these wastes can lead to serious health issues such as urea buildup, which can cause symptoms like nausea, confusion, and even more severe complications like coma. It's a crucial reminder of why proper excretion is vital for maintaining overall health. Understanding these processes underscores the essential role of the kidneys and how medical interventions like dialysis help support patients when their kidney function is compromised. Let's start by understanding the change in her urine output and how the kidneys play a vital role in water balance. When she was outside in the heat and sweating a lot, her body lost a significant amount of water. The kidneys respond by conserving water, which results in producing less urine that is darker in color. This is because the kidneys reabsorb more water back into the bloodstream to prevent dehydration, leading to a smaller volume of concentrated urine. So, the change in her urine, darker and less in amount, reflects the kidneys' effort to maintain her body's water balance during fluid loss. Now, moving on to sweating. Sweating helps regulate body temperature by releasing heat through the evaporation of sweat from the skin. This cooling process prevents her body from overheating, especially in hot weather. Interestingly, this process indirectly supports vital life functions, like maintaining the stability of enzyme activity and overall metabolic processes, which are sensitive to temperature changes. As for advice regarding fluid intake, I would recommend she drinks plenty of fluids, preferably water, to replenish the lost fluids from sweating. It's important to stay well hydrated because dehydration can impair kidney function, reduce physical performance, and cause other health issues. Drinking enough water helps her kidneys effectively manage water balance, produce adequate urine, and prevent her from becoming dehydrated. This way, her body can maintain proper temperature regulation and overall health, especially during hot weather. Let's consider which lifestyle disease student A might be suffering from. Given the presence of glucose in the urine, it's likely that student A has diabetes, specifically type 1 or type 2. The hormone related to this condition is insulin, which plays a crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels. Now, moving on to why glucose appears in student A's urine, but not in that of a healthy person. Normally, our kidneys filter blood, but they reabsorb all the glucose back into the bloodstream. In someone with diabetes, especially when blood glucose levels are very high, the kidneys can't reabsorb all the glucose. This causes glucose to spill over into the urine, which is why we see it in student A's report. Finally, let's discuss how uncontrolled diabetes can impact other body processes in the long term. If blood sugar levels remain high and uncontrolled, it can damage blood vessels, leading to complications like heart disease, kidney failure, and nerve damage. It can also impair wound healing and increase the risk of infections. So, managing blood sugar is vital not just for immediate health, but for maintaining overall body function over time. This comparison between student A and student B highlights the importance of proper glucose regulation and kidney function in maintaining good health. So let's look at which two life processes are most affected in these residents. Primarily, it's their respiration and overall detoxification processes. The inhalation of pollutants directly hampers breathing, making it difficult and sometimes painful to breathe. At the same time, their bodies are working overtime to eliminate the toxic substances, which puts a lot of stress on their liver and kidneys. Now, considering long-term exposure to such pollution, the structure and function of the alveoli can be seriously compromised. The alveoli might become damaged or even destroyed over time, leading to reduced surface area for gas exchange. This means less oxygen reaches the bloodstream and less carbon dioxide is expelled, which can cause chronic respiratory issues like emphysema or fibrosis. Essentially, the lungs lose their elasticity and efficiency, making it harder for residents to breathe comfortably. To address these issues at the community level, I suggest two measures. First, implementing strict air quality regulations to control factory emissions is crucial. Second, establishing green zones or urban forests can help filter pollutants and improve air quality. On the individual level, residents can use protective masks when outdoors and ensure their homes have good ventilation systems to reduce indoor pollution exposure. These steps, combined, can significantly lower the health risks associated with long-term pollution exposure. Now, let's consider what immediate changes occur in his breathing and heart rate when he reaches high altitude. As the oxygen levels in the air decrease, his body responds by increasing both his breathing rate and his heart rate. This helps to deliver more oxygen to his cells despite the thinner air. Essentially, his respiratory system speeds up to pull in more oxygen, and his heart pumps faster to circulate that oxygen more quickly throughout his body. This connection highlights just how critical oxygen is for cellular function and overall energy production. Moving on, you might wonder why he feels tired so quickly even after mild activity. The reason is that his body is struggling to get enough oxygen to meet the energy demands of even light exercise. Because less oxygen is available, his muscles and tissues can't produce energy as efficiently, leading to early fatigue. It's like trying to run a car on less fuel. Things just don't work as smoothly. Finally, after spending several weeks at high altitude, his body begins to adapt. One key adaptation involves producing more red blood cells. This increase in red blood cell count boosts his blood's capacity to carry oxygen. This change helps his body become more efficient at transporting oxygen to his tissues, which is why he starts to feel better and more energetic over time. It's a remarkable example of how our bodies can adjust to environmental challenges to maintain proper function. Let's explore some important questions related to water contamination and its effects. First, which two life processes are directly disturbed first by contaminated water? Well, the primary processes affected are digestion and excretion. When people drink contaminated water, it quickly impacts their digestive system, leading to infections, and also hampers the excretory process, affecting how waste is removed from the body. Next, how can prolonged dehydration affect the filtration function of the kidneys? Dehydration reduces the amount of water available in the body, which means the kidneys have less fluid to filter. Over time, this can impair their ability to effectively remove toxins and waste products, potentially leading to kidney problems. Now, thinking about prevention at the community level, what measures can we suggest? One effective step is to promote the use of clean, safe drinking water sources, like filtered or boiled water, to prevent waterborne diseases. Another is to improve sanitation facilities and waste disposal methods, which directly links to maintaining healthy excretory and digestive processes. By understanding these connections, we can see how vital safe water and sanitation are to protecting our body's essential life processes and overall health. When we make this positive change to a balanced diet, regular exercise, enough sleep, and avoiding junk food, it can really boost several vital life processes. For example, digestion improves because eating healthy foods provides the right nutrients that our body can easily break down and absorb. Similarly, our energy levels increase, which helps us stay active and perform daily tasks more efficiently. And don't forget, a good sleep routine helps repair and restore tissues, supports brain function, and keeps our immune system strong. Now, if a student skips meals but still does heavy exercise, a few processes can get disturbed. Firstly, digestion could suffer because the body isn't getting enough nutrients, leading to weakness or fatigue. Secondly, energy production may decrease, making it harder to sustain physical activity or focus mentally. Lastly, the immune system can weaken since the body isn't receiving the necessary nutrients to support its defenses. So, maintaining a balanced diet along with exercise is really key for overall well-being. Follow Biology Bites. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to explore these biological concepts with me. Remember, engaging with content like this helps spread knowledge and sparks curiosity about the natural world. So, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more biology insights. Thanks again for being part of this learning journey. See you next time.